Miss Helen from Pathway Hub again. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful festive season with your children. And now back to reality. Results are out, fourth formers and upper sixes in the next, and yes, AS, in the next couple of days actually. Next week or so, we should be starting to think about what are our next steps. So I'm going to be doing a video series this week where I'll just be posting a video a day to just try and help you as a student and help you as a parent as well on the way forward and what to do and how to get about to your next steps. So I hope that you will find these video series to be very uniform and very informative to you. Let's start with the biggest hurdle. What is the biggest hurdle? Getting the results, right? Mom and dad are counting. Your son or your daughter's having more sleepless nights, more than they're counting. Does that make sense? So how do we build the bridge together? So a couple of things to help, which I hope that you as parents and you as a student will also understand and will impact to start going forward and making a decision on where you're going. Number one, especially let me start with the parents. Number one, this is a critical time for your child. They feel like their life is changing. They feel that they're going to let you down, or they feel that they're going to let themselves down, or even their school. So please understand the anxiety levels that these kids are going through. It's not just about their results. It's about the result in context of everything around, in context of Uncle William, who is expecting a doctor out of his nephew and has said, come and do what I do. Expectation of a mother who's told everybody that her daughter is going to be a lawyer and now has to comprehend, do we have enough points to do that? So here's the first thing, parents. There's a lot of anxiety. Don't add to it. Don't ask consistently as the day's going, are you ready for your results? Nobody's ever ready for a result. Even if you go to a doctor, are you ready for the results all the time? Of course not. So don't put that anxiety onto your child. Please, this is the time where you should be embracing, you should be affirming that even if the results don't look like they need to look like, you as a parent are still holding your child's hand onto the next level. You need to start affirming that this is just but one area in their life which is starting to set up the rest of their life, but it's not the end of the world if things don't work out the way that they need to. So number one, this is an anxiety time. Number two, you need to affirm your child at this stage. Number three, stop talking to the Joneses, the Mpofus, and the Babamkurus, and the Maininis. Guys, okay? This is your child, and that is what also creates the anxiety, is the minute we get the results, guess what? We're on the phone, and we're doing it. We're the first person to get those results because we have internet, and we Google it, we get our child's results, and guess what? We are now crying, we are now upset, and now we're phoning our sister to say, what do I do? And we haven't even had time to process it. So stop talking to people. Let that not be your first port of call when you get your results. That will also mean that your child can process these results on their own with you as a family, and you take a decision on what's going through. Can you imagine if the results don't come out as they need to? And now your child has to process this in the public fora, has to process this with every single family member asking them what to do, and a mother and a father who are emotional at different levels. So be sensitive to that. Family, stop phoning and asking, Azo pasa here, what were the results? This is what happens. Comparisons start happening. How did you not get this? And the family is too engaged. This is actually a time for just your child and yourself, and to come up with what is the way forward. You don't need to have it all clear, but, oh yeah, no, she didn't get the results that she wanted, or he didn't get the results that he wanted, but you know what? We're going forward and doing this. It takes away all the embarrassment. It takes away all the anxiety. Oh, you know what? Our son, he did amazingly well. And if he's done amazingly well, you know, this is our plan for him. Because sometimes, yes, the grades are so wonderful and we want to share them with everybody, but that puts a shoulder again onto your child, puts baggage onto their shoulders, because everybody's now expecting them. You've got 6 A's, you've got 4 A's, you've got 4 A stars. What's your next step? What subjects are you choosing? They haven't even thought that way, and people are starting to input on that. So parents, you control that narrative. Control that narrative well. That is an important thing to do. Control that narrative well. And the first thing you can do is, again, Don't be the Sienna, the news broadcaster of your child's results, your nephew's results, your niece's results, your friend's child's results. That is not what you need to do. Concentrate on your child, reaffirm them, take them to their next stage. Great results or not so great results are not the end of the world. Okay, lastly, comparisons. Parents, do not compare. Your brother brought A's here. Your sister, or you have done so much better than your sister or your brother did. It is not a good thing. Each child is an individual. They have their own learning capacity. They have their own, what they're going to do later on in their life. I always tell people, I have 6 children. And you can imagine, all 6 come from my husband and me. But here's the thing, they're all so different and so dynamically different. From a singer to a soccer player, all the way, they're all so different. So comparing your children only hinders their growth going forward. So don't compare your children. Don't compare them to cousins. Don't compare them to other peers at the school. Don't compare them to the school to say, well, this school says it will give me X results and you didn't make this. It is important to not make this a life crisis. It is not a life crisis. Whether it's a pass or a fail, it can be a life crisis with far too much expectation for the kid, put on the kid, or far too little expectation now on what do we do next. So both ways can go terribly, though getting your great results or not getting great results. And as parents, we must be responsible adults. Operative word, adults. We must be the adults in this situation. We must see the future. We must help guide the future. Let us not cause more confusion or alarm in the student. So today it was for parents. My next video will address students and what you need to do when you get your results. Miss Helen, Pathway Hub, as always, we're here to help you on post-secondary, figuring out what your next steps are with your child. Thank you.